Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of the DOSRP podcast. We're joined by Aaron as always.
Hello.
And our special guest for today, Mathew Watters.
Hello.
Alright Matthew, we have a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Fuck yeah, we do.
Alrighty.
Alright, so I understand you're the fire commissioner.
Yes.
So what is the job of the fire commissioner? I know there's been a lot of heat going back and forth between medical and fire, so what would you do? You know, what's your job?
Essentially, the job of the fire commissioner is basically to watch over everyone in fire.
In fire?
Also, kind of medical.
And kind of medical, okay. What do you think about medical being its own department and splitting off from fire?
I would be okay with it, but I don't know yet because it's only been about 2 weeks that he's been in a position that he is.
Okay. And who's in that position?
Ken, I believe. Yeah, Ken.
What do you think of his leadership skills?
I like it. I feel like he's is indeed a good role model for the department. I mean the division. And I think that he's doing good in making medical better.
And you were the one that gave him Chief Medical Director, correct?
Yes.
How do you feel as if there's any betrayal going on here?
Kind of, but kind of not.
All right. What do you think about the main beef between medical and fire? Just the fact that you guys can't roll ambos, fuck you, so what, you're EMC certified? EMT certified? What do you think of that?
You're not allowed to use FD6. But, I mean, anything, if someone has a problem, it's either, if someone has medical, well, if someone has a problem with someone in fire, they'll go to Ken. If a firefighter has a problem with someone in medical, they'll go to me.
Okay.
And the two higher ups will just conference about why yeah.
All right. Here's a good question for you. If at the end of the 7-day period medical doesn't split, your fire commissioner will be removed from the department, how will that feel?
I wouldn't really care because it's just a rank. It's kind of the same, but except I can't watch over someone.
So medical is kind of getting a win-win in this situation, just because the fact that if they stay medical and fire as the same department, except medical is just going to be a large sub-department, sort of, fire will then not be able to look over medical anymore. Isn't that correct?
I believe so, yes.
And so, but if we do split, fire wouldn't be able to look over us anyways.
The commissioner would.
The commissioner still would if it was a separate department.
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay, so no. I'm seeing this as a win-win for medical.
How are you seeing it as a win-win?
Well, just because the fact that no matter what happens, medical will be its own department. It may not be a standalone department, but it's going to be its own entity within fire.
Yes.
So, do you think why medical is on duty, fire should run ambo?
So if there is medical on duty rolling ambo, then fire would just stick to the normal trucks.
Well, maybe you should inform your fire team of that, because as of lately, we've seen a lot of that and a lot of arguments going on that they're not allowed to, so it would be proper to advise your department.
If there is no medical online, fire is allowed to roll medical.
Yeah, of course. I do understand that.
But yeah, if there's medical online and they're already running, if medical is online and they're running the AMR, the ambulance, fire should not be in any medical apparatus.
All right, here's a good question for you. And I'm going to ask this once, and it's going to be very direct, okay? Right. Do you, Mathew Watters, feel threatened that people are leaving fire for medical because of the reasons such as the department is unorganized and messy and they don't like the leadership?
First off, fire is fixed at the moment. We have everything we need. We're launching the training guide. And no, I'm not upset that people are leaving fire to go to medical. I think it's a good experience for Ken, even though he's already experienced a lot of people in a department, because he was deputy commissioner of the SCHP back in the day, but I'm not too bothered. But if he takes at least 10 of my firefighters, I'll kind of step in.
Well, It's clearly their choice to move on to medical.
Yeah.
Nobody's influencing them. So how would you intervene if that were to come to be?
That's a good question. I don't know.
All right. Do you have any plans for fire in the future?
Hell yes.
All right. Could you peek us in a couple of those?
We're launching one or two subdivisions. Hopefully after we fix stuff. Yes. For that, I believe we might have vehicles being added, or hopefully gonna be getting added.
Those two departments wouldn't
Soon.
happen to be hazmat and fire marshal, would they?
No, hazmat's not gonna be a thing.
Hazmat isn't getting added in?
No, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have
Okay.
a boat certification and a helicopter certification.
Okay, so a marine
okay.
rescue.
Yes.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. I assume you
That's
guys are gonna have a
very,
cool boat for that.
I believe. Maybe.
So, I understand that medical and fire are being overlooked by the same people, which would be our A3s. How does that influence the two departments to have any leeway in making decisions?
Didn't know that, but wait, can you repeat the question again?
Yeah. So since both departments are being overlooked by our A3 head administrators, Reed, Dave, Green, how would that influence the decisions being made in the departments?
I would have no clue.
So, to make that less confusing, that an A3 can intervene with the department's decision if they feel as if it's irrational.
Yes.
Yes. What does yes mean?
If they don't like the decision or decisions we make, you're like, hey, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Understand. And so, also, some of the beef is getting kind of personal at this point in time between fire and medical. What do you think about some of these outrageous arguments that are happening?
I don't understand them. I just think medical should leave fire alone and fire should leave medical alone. And just, if anything bad happens, well, I just want people to come to their superiors and say, hey, this guy is doing that, can you please help me? Or possibly go to someone.
Aaron, do you have anything to add to any of that?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everything that was in my head was pretty much said by Matthew. I don't really have anything to add on. Oof. Yeah. Actually, what are you currently doing right at this point in time with fire? Like, what are you working on?
We already have the SOP done. We have the training guide done. We have a new roster. Right now, we already have done the fire marshal roster.
Okay.
Now, I understand that the SOP was stolen. Do you agree to that?
Well, lovely. Okay, good answer.
Understood. Well, in that fact, I think this is going to be a shorter podcast today, definitely. Easy on our editor.
Nah, let's no, let's talk about dose up in general, you know?
Yeah, so, Matthew, how do you feel about Scott's recent stepping down
Oh,
Very
from an
sad.
A3? I think we're all going to miss him. He was an amazing A3, an amazing player. I mean, he's still going to be with us, but not in his staff duty anymore.
Yeah.
So, with pending applications such as Ken's staff application, how do you think he would influence the community as general staff?
I feel like he would. A good staff member. And I feel like he would, like, Like back in the day, in my opinion, he was a good staff member. I feel like he just needs to be trusted more. I'm not saying he's active. Well, not active, but like he needs to be a little bit more active.
I understand that. You are a donator, correct?
Yes.
How do you feel about the recent revamp of donator vehicles?
Oh.
I already have the vehicles I liked. One of them got removed. Sadly, the Bentleys got removed. All of my other vehicles, like the Volvo, I like, and they're here, thankfully.
Yeah, I understand that
also-
Aaron and I ride around on the motorcycles a lot, so we weren't really affected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
As a staff member, do you have any private insight on the whitelist server that's in the playlist?
Whitelist server won't be going up for a long time.
For a long time?
It's shut down
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, the whitelist server, we need more players on the public server to get whitelist.
And how do you feel about the recent fight to get San Andreas communication department put back into public server?
I don't know about that fight. I was
Well,
there.
it's been a very passive aggressive war with lots of suggestions, and the suggestions getting upvoted but not acted on by the A3s. In fact, the A3s think it's a bad idea to have it in a public server.
I would see why, because yeah. But the reason why I don't think, in my opinion, I think the reason why we're not having communications up is because I don't think a lot of people are in CAD.
Ah, okay. So you're saying the new member flow really makes it obsolete.
I think I would believe that's why.
All right. How would it positively affect you as a firefighter, having communications?
I mean, I wouldn't be bothered by having it, and I wouldn't be bothered by not having it, because just people already say, if someone like communicates, people already say 10-4 and all that.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's very good. That's a very good interview that we've had so far. Anything else that we need to touch base off of, Aaron?
Well, honestly, when it comes to DOSOP, right, like the whole of DOSOP, the whole game and everything, do you want any new systems of, just anything about the server to be added, or any scripts or mods, anything you gladly want?
I mean, of course, good fire trucks, good police vehicles, maybe some more donator vehicles would be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe some extras.
Here's a question that I really, sorry to interrupt, but here's a question that I really haven't gotten a chance to ask. We're all troopers here, okay?
Yes.
How do you feel about the stick-on vinyls on our police cars?
I don't really. I mainly just go on patrol because I don't really care about what the cars look like, the extras you can put on them. So I just like going on patrol and being a cop.
How about you, Aaron? How do you feel about the current liveries that we have?
It's been pretty good, they've all been really good, yeah.
I personally don't like them. But that's just me.
I mean, I don't really care about them, but if I had to say an answer, I'd just say they're good,
They'll be alright. They'll do, right?
Yeah, they'll do.
Alright, well, thank you everybody for joining us on this short podcast
Wait,
today.
I got one more question for
Oh, come on, Aaron. Alright, one more question.
No, this is about donators, okay?
Alright.
And this is something we all want, and I know we all want this.
Truck? More
Matt.
trucks?
No, Matt.
Yes.
So, Green has been refusing to put this.
Teslas?
Yep. If you could have one Tesla,
Model
one
X.
Tesla. Okay.
P100D.
Let me finish my question. Maxwell,
well,
what
I knew
Tesla
it.
would you want in the game? You figured out one Tesla in the game. What would it be? What would it be?
Ooh, I would have to be the 2017 Model 3.
I mean, we
Fuck
had
you.
we had the
Bro,
Tesla.
Tesla
We
Roadster.
had, we
Yeah,
had a
we-
Roadster back in the day, I believe.
Yeah, that
those
thing
are
hit
used.
like 200 miles an hour though.
Yeah, it was broken, so I think we had to remove that. Honestly, I would like the Model X or the Roadster to come back.
I would only like a Model X if the doors work properly.
Yeah.
I think that would be really sick. All right, am I good to end it, Aaron?
One more. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you can end it.
Anything to say, Matthew?
No, not really.
All right. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Matthew, for being our guest today, and thank you, Aaron, for hosting as well, even though you're kind of tired and it's like 11 p.m.
22.
So, anyways, thank you guys for listening along to this podcast, and I hope you guys have a great night. Keep it easy.